welcome to SVG-TV News for Tuesday, November 15th, 2016. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. In commemoration of Teacher Solidarity Week, members of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Teachers Union, along with officials of the Ministry of Education, students, and other well-wishers gathered at the French's House last evening to be a part of the 2016 C.W. Prescott Memorial Lecture held under the theme Value in Teachers, an Imperative for Sustainable Development. Nikita Tony has more in this report.
Marking the culmination of activities held in commemoration of the 2016 Teacher Solidarity Week, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Teachers Union, SVG-TU, hosted its annual C.W. Prescott Memorial Lecture yesterday, Monday, November 14, 2016, at the French's House. Noting that the passage of a trough system which affected this country last week resulted in the cancellation of several events, including the 1975 Tear Gas Friday Solidarity March and Rally, President of the SVG-TU, Oswald Robinson, expressed his gratitude to all educators, past, present, and future, who have and continue to live the profession. He noted that the lecture seeks to focus on the significant role that educators play in not only developing the nation, but also themselves.
The examples that we set, do we live up to the expectations which are laid out? So we have to take on the responsibility as teachers to look at our professional development. Are we really giving the service that is expected of us? We cannot expect others to value us if we do not see that we need that value being placed on us.
Commending the SVG-TU on their 41 years of servitude to the teachers of SVG, featured speaker Eileen Francis pointed out that all educators have been positioned to make a difference in the society which they serve.
For this reason, everything possible should be done to raise to the highest level the selection, training, retraining, and support of the teachers. According to the Commonwealth of Learning, in positioning our teachers to play a role in the achievement of Sustainable Development Goal number 4, teacher training institutions will need to revisit their programs to improve overall content and methodologies. New teaching styles must be applied to ensure that our students are equipped with the necessary soft skills to transition effectively into the world of work.
Highlighting challenges faced by educators as they strive to enhance themselves and the nation's youth, the retired teacher said teachers have been undervalued, which leaves them to be unhappy with the system and damages the educational process.
If you value teachers, you should honor the collective agreement signed with the teachers union. Increase teachers' salaries, employ more teachers in the system, appoint trained guidance counselors in all schools, allow literacy coordinators to deal strictly with literacy, let there be equity and fairness in the system, promote teachers according to merit. By that, we will be able to build a strong teaching force.
All teachers are being urged to strive for greatness as they continue to build a solid foundation which will enable national development. Nikita Tony reporting for SVG-TV News.
Education is a tremendous benefit to an individual, but more so to a community and the country as a whole. That's the view of Ambassador of the Republic of China on Taiwan to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Bershon Zhou, as he spoke this afternoon at a scholarship awards ceremony at the Peace Memorial Hall. Ambassador Zhou noted that the scholarship program was launched in 1998 to assist financially disadvantaged students in SVG and contributes $100,000 to students selected from primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions across the country. Ambassador Shaw added that since 1998, about $1.9 million has been contributed towards the scholarship program and so far has assisted 7,000 students in need. While pledging Taiwan's continued support to the development of this nation's youth, Ambassador Zhou said quality human resource is necessary for national development and called on students to seize the opportunities being made available to them.
High-quality human resources are vital to national development, as education doesn't just benefit each individual, but also every family and the country as a whole. My government will continue to work very closely with the government of St. Vincent Grenadines in this field in all levels. As a matter of fact, when Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves met with President Tsai Ing-wen in Taipei this October, President Tsai pledged to further increase for young musicians the number of scholarships or even job opportunities and job training opportunities in Taiwan in the near future. I would like to take this opportunity to encourage our young people in this country to grab the opportunities provided by Taiwan or any other country to excel yourself through education. Believe yourself that you can become what you want to be.
We just want to apologize for the poor audio quality. Also speaking at the ceremony was Minister of Education Sinclair Jimmy Prince, who said the contributions from the Taiwanese government are not to be looked at just at face value, as they touch the heart of poverty alleviation here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Minister Prince added that education is a vehicle by which people can attain social mobility and call on teachers to do their utmost to develop the minds of the nation's youth.
Teachers have the unique opportunity to support students' academic and social development at all levels of schooling. Teachers who support students in the learning environment can positively impact their social and academic outcomes, which is important for the long-term course of instruction. Students, I know many of you are here, please note that another opportunity is provided for you to access additional funding for your education. Education continues to be that vehicle which allows you to excel and gain upward mobility as you find the route to fill your deficiencies, realize your dreams, meet aspirations, and participate fully in the development of your country. You have been given that opportunity by the government and the people of China, that's the Republic of China on Taiwan, for which you should be grateful. You are expected to use it for the purpose for which it is intended, and the process of education is reciprocal, and your commitment and effort to ensuring your goals are realized as your responsibility, having been given the necessary support.
The Education Minister thanked the people and government of the Republic of China on Taiwan for their continued support to SVG.
On behalf of this nation's students, and by extension, the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we express thanks to the government and people of Taiwan for the continued financial assistance, and we look forward to sustained diplomatic relations and collaboration to the mutual development of both countries. Of course, before my time, Sister Golden Miguel was there and she pushed this program. I thank her for coming and I congratulate her for what she has done in the past. It was Nelson Mandela who said, "What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived, it is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we lead." I'm sure these scholarships will go a long way in adding value to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, to the economy of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and the long life of this nation. We thank you, Ambassador Girl, and we thank the principals for being here. We thank all the students who are here, the guardians, etc. And we hope that this particular program will continue to our benefit.
Queen's Counsel Panel Campbell is making it clear that there is no such thing as a free divorce. During his Law and Youth television program on SVG-TV on Monday night, Campbell explained the grounds on which a person becomes eligible to file for a divorce in SVG and the provisions it entails. He made it clear, however, that what persons may consider as a free divorce does not exist here, adding it is the lawyer's decision to waive any legal fees to a specific client.
Divorces have to follow the Matrimonial Causes Act. can only be done through the High Court. You have to be married for 3 years before you could even petition the court for divorce, unless there are special circumstances that the law calls exceptional hardship or exceptional depravity. Short of those, or one of those conditions, you have to wait 3 years before you could even file a petition for divorce. And when you file, you have to allege one of 5 grounds for divorce in St. Vincent and Grenadines.
Campbell further explained that a person can file for a divorce under several circumstances agreed to under the laws of this country.
Been separated for 5 years from the person, or you have been separated from the person for 2 years and the person consents to the granting of the divorce, or the other person has committed adultery and you find it intolerable to live with that other person, or the other person has deserted you for a continuous period of 2 years, or fifthly, that the other person has behaved in such a way that you, the intended petitioner, cannot reasonably be expected to live with the respondent. In other words, one spouse has to allege at least one of those grounds.
The experienced lawyer took the opportunity to shed light on the financial strain caused by divorces and cautioned married couples to think twice before making such a decision.
I tell you, it is not just expensive in monetary terms, it is time consuming. Above all, it is enormously stressful. Quite personally, I have found that no area of my practice is as stressful as in the handling of divorce cases, because there you deal with people's raw emotions. And the same two people who a few years ago stood before a marriage officer and witnesses and proclaimed their undying love and promised to live together till death do us part. Sometimes it is shameful the way that people behave when they're going through the process of divorce.
As this country continues to experience an increase in persons affected by non-communicable diseases, Vincentians are being urged to become more health conscious as they work to achieve a healthier nation. Discussing the topic nipping diabetes in the bud, panelists on the Views on Issues radio program on Sunday called for the general public to pay attention to what and how they eat in an attempt to minimize diabetes in the Vincentian society. Highlighting proper nutrition is one of the most important ways of treating diabetes. Nutritionist Terry Reacher stressed the need for persons to comply with healthy meal plans and eating habits.
You have to look at what you eat, because everything you eat have sugars. We have the complex sugars that comes from the roots and tubers, which are the ground provisions, and the simple sugars, which comes from the white flour products. So it is better for you to use complex carbohydrates rather than simple sugars. They get so frustrated. They don't understand what's going on. They're too young to understand sometimes. And by the time they get old enough, it's like the thing has just run out of control and their body is just collapsing on itself sometimes. Sometimes they die young because they're not able to cooperate. Okay. Type 2 diabetes happens in older persons, but now I have learned that there's research being done in England and other places where little people are coming up with type 2 diabetes.
Correct. Outlining factors which lead to and can be experienced with the different types of diabetes, Regis called on persons affected by the disease to think positive as they can still live healthy lives.
When people say, I am diabetic, I like to correct them so they get a more positive view of themselves rather than being negative, because most of the time when people say I am diabetic, it's like, okay, I have it. Like some people say, oh, I'm satisfied. You see, type 2 can be delayed a long time.
Only type 2 can be
Delayed, yes.
But type 1, you're pretty much born with it.
Yes, it's an immune thing, so you can't really do anything about that. So with the type 2 person, sometimes I have had people coming to me 74, 75, now discovering that they have diabetes. And it's hard for them to cooperate with that sort of thing.
It's a bit like change.
Right, it's very difficult for them. So we have to just try and have patience and try and work with them to realize, yes, there are leeways. And having diabetes is not the end of the world. You know, it's not really, if you try to take care of it.
Residents and motorists traveling along the Camden Park Main Road have expressed concern at the accumulation of water along the main road, which has resulted in the slow flow of traffic to and from the area. Speaking to SVG-TV News earlier today, project manager at Dipcon's Engineering, Patrick Lawfos, assured the general public that the issue at hand was created by a blockage of a culvert situated under the main road. He noted that the culvert, which allows water and other debris to be discharged to the nearby river, has resulted in volumes of water settling on the main road. Lafayette says his team at Dipcon Engineering has and continues to work diligently in ensuring that the blockage is clear, as they are aware of the inconvenience caused to the traveling public. While this nation continues to grapple with the 4 homicides which occurred within a 7-hour period from 8 p.m. Sunday night to 2 a.m. Monday morning, Acting Prime Minister Sir Louis Straker is appealing to Vincentians to lift up the victims' families in their prayers at this time. In an address to the nation today, Sir Louis laments on the senseless killing of Nicholas Lane of Edinburgh, Pamela Williams, the retired nurse of Kingston Park, and mother and son Avis and Ronald Israel of Old Montrose. Sir Louis expresses condolences to the 4 affected families and gave the assurance that there is no need for Vincentians to be unduly alarmed over the incidents.
I want us to realize that whenever in the course of our history or our experience we are faced with the level of criminality of such a diabolical proportion as we have experienced on Sunday night, then the whole nation is turned to mourning. The tragic and senseless killings of 4 people without any provocation, without any cause, people who are minding their own business. In the space of less than 8 hours, we know that it brings profound grief to all of us. I am calling on all Vincentians. I'm calling on all the churches in this country, which would include the Christian Council, to make sure that they lift up these families in their prayers.
The acting Prime Minister said Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, who is currently out of state on duties in Morocco, has already made contact with some of the affected families and expressed his deepest condolences to all during this difficult time. And expressing his shock at the ongoing crime situation here in SVG, leader of the opposition New Democratic Party, Annie Muses, said he remains puzzled as to what is causing what he described as a dunghill effect in the Vincentian society. Commenting on the 4 homicides which took place here within hours apart on his party's radio program on Monday, Muses said the issue of crime, along with other financial and infrastructural problems, continue to plague the nation despite the promises made by the ruling administration to address these issues.
More and newer reports of crime. 4 people, lives have been snuffed out.
And no obvious and clear reason.
Yeah.
Just
I understand there's some other crimes in relation this morning also to report. What really everything seems to be going downhill. So much murder, so much rape. I'm hearing. It's almost impossible to believe that that's the St. Vincent the Grenadines you're talking about. Our so-called home of the blessed. We're not going to well to talk politics and say this and say that, but you must do things to improve the conditions in our economy. I say that every day. Otherwise, more and more of our young people will not achieve the goals they may have set for themselves.
Escaped prisoner Keon Scott is back in police custody. Mr. Scott surrendered to the police in Kingston, accompanied by his lawyer, Dr. Linton Lewis, around 11:30 a.m. today. The police said it was circulated earlier by some sections of the media that Scott was a suspect in the 4 murders which took place between 8 p.m. Sunday, November 13th and 2 a.m. on Monday, November 14th, but that information was inaccurate. Scott is facing charges of possession of firearm and ammunition. He was on remand when he escaped from the Serious Offences Court. In a statement today, Acting Deputy Police Commissioner Colin John expressed much gratitude for the support given by the Vincentian public, adding that the police cannot fight crime alone.
After the names of the person was presented to the public and the photo was shown to the public, we received several calls from the members of the public. The police followed those leads and we were able to close in on that criminal. As a result of that, Mr. Keon Scott came to the Central Police Station about 11:30 this morning, accompanied by his lawyer. He is currently in police custody. We are thankful to the public. We are grateful for your assistance. The police cannot solve crime on their own. We depend on the public for your support, and we are very grateful for the assistance that you give to the police.
In relation to the 4 homicides committed here between Sunday night and Monday morning, 18-year-old Gerani Batiste of Sandy Bay is a person of interest assisting the police with the investigation. He is presently in police custody as a patient at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. Between 8 p.m. Sunday, November 13th and 2 a.m. on Monday, November 14th, Nicholas Lane, a male in his early 30s, was attacked and killed in the public road at Cocoa Camden Park. Pamela Williams of Kingston Park, who was in her 50s, was also killed at her home, along with 72-year-old Avis Israel and her son Ronald Israel, who was in his early 40s, both of Old Montrose. The Israels were found dead at their Old Montrose home. These murders bring the total number of homicide for the year to 31. Members of the public with information that can assist with the investigations can contact the Criminal Investigations Department at telephone numbers 4571211 or 4562906 or 4561810. In other news, a total of 150 disabled and needy persons from Calder and surrounding areas were on Saturday, November 12, treated to a specially organized luncheon as part of the Calder Seventh-day Adventist Church, a 9th annual Disability Month program with funding assisted from Digicel SVG. The special church service, which was held under the theme "I'll Walk With You," saw persons from the Society of and for the Blind, the Helping Hand Center, the Louis Ponette Home, among others, displaying their unique skills and abilities in song and the playing of instruments. Delivering remarks at the event, representative of the Calder Seventh-day Adventist Church, Maurice John, explained that the Ministry for Persons with Disability at his church is very committed to empowering the disabled population among us. The event also saw the distribution of proceeds raised at a concert which was recently held at the Arnorsville complex and was also supported by Digicel SVG. Digicel SVG's country manager John Davies, in his remarks at Saturday's event, said the company was more than happy to be a part of the activities put on by the Calder Seventh-day Adventist Church geared at recognizing and appreciating the disabled or differentially abled. The event also heard remarks from the Minister responsible for persons with disabilities, Frederick Stevenson, and Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of National Mobilization, Deborah Charles. Vincentians here have a few more days before they can redeem their prizes from the St. Vincent Brewery Limited's 37 years, 37 grand independence promotion, which will come to an end this Friday at Heritage Square. The event will see performances from various local artists and 6 grand prize winners are being selected. Today, the St. Vincent Brewery Limited also launched its Christmas promotion, Pot of Gold, where consumers are advised to collect as many gold Highland Bear crowns as possible to win a number of prizes.
Collect the crowns in your pot. You decide, you can choose a bowl, a pot, whatever. Collect your crowns in your pot and you can be the winner of 12 wonderful prizes that we would be offering. The prizes that we would be offering are as follows: a flat screen television, and I'm afraid to tell you the size, but it's a huge one. A stereo set, a barbecue grill, a Samsung S7 smartphone, a smart watch, a bicycle, PlayStation 4, 3 hams and a case of Highland Bear, $500 cash, $1,200 cash, 6 cases of Highland Bear, and Highland Bear for life.
The promotion will end with 12 persons who have collected the most gold crowns receiving one of the 12 prizes. All promotions are open to the general public of legal drinking age.